Every coffee needs a lotus.
And welcome back to our webinar with Coach Kerrie Phipps. Before I call her back on screen, I'd like to read something from this slide. Support our frontliners. This is our way of helping during COVID-19. Learn and share. The call of the moment is to give back and pay forward, while you gain access to all our live webinar series for a cause from April to May and June, and this will go on till July. You may donate an amount to help families in distress. Together, let's show our support to our fellow Filipinos who are in survival mode during this difficult time of the global health crisis. So act now. Let's click and donate. This is in partnership with Ariva Foundation, Ariva Achievers Foundation, Bayanihan Act 2020, and Bayan ng Mahayhay. So we give something to you and we don't ask for anything in return, but we plead you and we thank you in advance for giving something to the people who are in need right now. So thanks everyone. That's ariva.com.ph/donation. Also, Coach Kerrie, we have participants from Albay, Bacolod, Baguio, Batangas, Bulacan, Butuan City, Cabanatuan, Cagayan de Oro, Cebu, Davao, General Santos City, Iloilo, Laguna, Nueva Vizcaya, Quezon Province, Rizal Province, and Zamboanga, aside from NCR. So thank you for supporting our webinars.
Wow.
So for our
Amazing.
Q&A, yes, amazing indeed, Coach. So we have...
Can I just check in? Because I've taken a seat and I can't see myself, so I don't know if the camera's
Don't you worry, we can see you. But can you see the screen, the slides?
I can see the
Will you be able to see the Q&A? Okay.
Yes, I can see two questions there.
Did you receive the pre-sent questions that our participants submitted yesterday? If not, I can read it to you.
No, if you can read them, that would be great.
Okay. So for our Zoom participants, please type in your question at the Q&A box. You can also do Zoom live questions by clicking the raise hand button. And for our YouTube live viewers, type in your questions on the comment box. So for the first question, if it's okay, Coach, I'll be reading from the pre-sent question. So Marian Alonso, how do you start a conversation with a total stranger and gain confidence and get yourself out there? But how do you stay genuine? I believe it's a long question and you have answered the starting a conversation and gaining confidence. The last part, how do you stay genuine?
Staying genuine? Yeah, that's fantastic. I think we can be ourselves, we can be more genuine when we let go of that conversation in the head that is like maybe we're judging ourselves, or maybe we're thinking that they're judging us. But one great way to, I love that she's asking about talking to strangers, because this is a great way to build confidence. And one thing that really helps is to comment on something that is not about the person, because people will say, just compliment their handbag, the shoes, and I often wear red shoes. So people say, oh, great shoes. So that's fine. If someone's wearing like bright red something, then, you're going to get comments. But it can really take the pressure off both people. If you're not sure how a stranger is going to interact with you, don't make it about them. Don't make it about yourself, but something else like, wow, isn't the sunset stunning today? And if it's something happy, if it's joyful, then it's easy to engage with. If it's like, wow, that building went up so fast, didn't it? I've seen how fast the buildings go up in the Philippines. It's like, wow, it's amazing to see how these things happen so fast, or what a stunning artwork. And then maybe you can follow up with a question like, do you know your way around here? Because if you ask for directions, people are so often really happy to help. Sometimes they don't know, and they don't like that they don't know. So they might get a bit worried. But if we're ready to just go, oh, don't worry if you're not familiar, I'm new here. And I found that it can really help to take the pressure off the stranger by, sort of giving a reason why you're asking. It's like, oh, I haven't been here before. I was just wondering if you have a favorite cafe around here or something. But talking about things that are positive, that are, your favorite, asking somebody for their recommendations, their favorite thing, or their best experience, then they're really happy to share that, because there's no wrong answer. Whereas if I, try and engage you in a conversation about politics of the day, oh, just not good energy, is there? Who wants to talk about that?
It's negative and dark and heavy and divisive.
Yeah. And, when you're traveling, you might be on a train or a bus, or just seeing somebody, sitting on a picnic bench reading a book, to ask, do you mind if I ask you about your book? Or what's the best book that you've read? And actually, next week's podcast has such a great story of someone, rather than going and talking to the people he was comfortable with, he went and talked to a stranger who didn't look very happy. And that stranger ended up being a significant connector in a new business. And so beautiful things happen when we get out of our comfort zone and just think, oh, how can I go and make somebody else's day?
Wonderful.
So just practice. Go out and talk to people about simple things. Be yourself.
Thank you, Coach. Let's read from the Q&A box. Meljun Cortez is asking how to conquer loneliness that leads to depression. According to Lady Gaga, drama is the ultimate thing to suicidal. What do you think this kind of depression is, and what are the best way to boost low self-esteem? Thanks so much. Thank you, Meljun, for that.
Yeah, and we just need to remember that in our darkest times, it's not the end of the road. Sometimes I've felt like this is rock bottom, and it's like, I thought last time it was rock bottom, that was rock bottom, but this is worse. And I really went through that significantly as a teenager. I was suicidal and made a couple of attempts on my life, and it was the encouragement of people, like I said to you before, that really makes a big difference. It is. And, writing it out. And, we actually had a young Filipino that I connected with who, went through some traumatic experiences and was messaging and saying, I want to kill myself. And it's like, that's very hard on the end of a text message. When you're looking at somebody face to face, to encourage people, like a lot of people have felt like there is no hope. We cannot go forward from here, but there is better days ahead. And, we know that, we've experienced that, and we need to believe that and encourage ourselves with it and encourage others. And I'm not sure how it is in the Philippines, but there are places that you can call. There are like helplines. In Australia we have Beyond Blue, and we have Lifeline, and phone counsellors talk to doctors, because we can be completely depleted of the brain chemicals that keep us balanced. And, so we might need to talk to a doctor about it. But, it's really important to get professional help. And when you're talking to friends, just be really mindful that they might not understand what it's like to feel like that. And they don't know what to do with it. So they can say things that, maybe are a bit thoughtless, because they're just reacting to, I don't know what to do with this, and they're just worried about you. So so get help and know that there is help. There are people that care, and you can go from feeling like in the worst, lowest point, and I really did not have any hope for the future, and I don't usually talk about this. But on a podcast the other day, it's not produced yet, but I interviewed somebody about her 15-year-old self. I said, "What did you think your 15-year-old self would be, doing now?" And because so many jobs that we have now did not exist when we're back at school. Anyway, and so she told me that she wanted to be an actress, and then she just suddenly said, "What about you, Kerrie?" And I just went, "Well, actually, at 15, I didn't have hope for the future," and so it's really. I'm glad that I hung in there, that I had friends that helped me hang in there, because, now I've been blessed with opportunities to travel. Like the Philippines, I've been there 7 times between 2015 and 2018.
Wow. And I think the pain you experienced in childhood and as a young girl made you even more authentic. So that when you connect with people who are in the same pain that you were in, you would feel that you actually are there for them.
Yeah, I get it, and I know that it's some days are just really, really hard, but some days are so beautiful you just wouldn't want to swap.
So what do you do, Coach Kerrie, when you feel exhausted? Because I can relate with you. You know what? Encouraging people can sometimes be exhausting. Yeah. Not that you are tired, but that you have given everything you have. So how do you replenish the energy, the positivity?
Okay, 2 things come to mind there. The first is sometimes I will get help for somebody. So when I told you about, excuse me, that young person saying, I just want to kill myself. I put in so much encouragement, just so much, support, encouragement. And then I hear the same thing again. And I say to my husband, I don't know what to do. And he's like, I'll give him a call. So I think sharing the load, and he would be heartbroken to hear me say that, because it's not a load. Somebody else called me at 11 o'clock the other night and messaged, "Are you awake? Can I call?" And I went, based on the last conversation I had with her, and I don't really know her, but she's in my neighborhood. I got out of bed because I was just going to bed. Got out of bed and called her, and she was really going through some family issues. And it's like, you know what? I'll just sleeping tomorrow. I'll just have a day off. But I find journaling really helpful. And in fact, my first book is a journal, and that's one that we put up on the website and made it the cheapest one so that people would get it and write. Because
so for our participants,
write your way to healing. Write your way to clarity. Just and sometimes I might start the journal with, I don't know what to write, but I just need to brain dump. So it's just like, just start putting words on paper. Even if you start scribbling, just get the words out there. Yeah, it really helps.
Thank you for the tip, Coach Kerrie. Yeah. Now we have a Zoom live question from Crescencia Bisnar. Miss Crescencia, are you still here with us? I'm sorry for keeping you. Are you still with us, Ma'am Crescencia Bisnar? For the live Zoom question.
Oh, cool. So she'll pop in here.
So let me hear from Ariva Academy Philippines Inc. admin. Is she still here? Crescencia Bisnar. So in the meantime, let's read the next question at the Q&A box. Val Clark is saying, going back to your earlier comments about our purpose, Ma'am Kerrie, have you any suggestions for finding a way forward when there are so many things to be done?
Yeah.
So many balls in the air to juggle, perhaps. That focusing on one or choosing which one to focus on feels impossible.
Yeah. I like that you threw in the word, to juggle, because, look at this. I've got a ball here.
You seem prepared for the question. You had the freshly cut branch of a tree, you have a bowl, you have a glass of water, you have everything.
Yeah, and I even have my...
And your backyard.
That's right. Yes, the name disappeared again. Yeah, this is for... I'll come back to this if we have time. But I just thought sometimes we just need to let the bowls fall down or just put some down. And you know, this whole COVID season is a bit of a season like that, isn't it? It's like, have you ever said, I don't know, maybe Val said this, you know, I just wish the world would stop, you know, so I can kind of feel like I can catch up. And it's like, oh my goodness, the world is kind of stopped. And we can't go out and do all the things that we were doing. And it's a time of reassessing. But I think it's constantly sorting through words, you know, and asking ourselves questions. And so, like in the journal, I've got lots of questions that help me think about, you know, am I clear on these things? Am I spending my time wisely? You know, who do I admire? What is it about them? And what are the, you know, it really did take a while to narrow down the, you know, the feeling that my purpose is to encourage people. And there's so many different ways we can look at things. You know, what are my values? And, you know, I had, as a coach, I've got a process that helps people to identify their top 6 values. And then I read Brene Brown's book, I think it's Dare to Lead. It's one of her recent books where she challenges us to narrow it down to the top 2. I'm like, oh, my word. So again, it's that sifting. What connects and what doesn't? What can we just park to the side? And like, if we need to pick it up later, we can, but let's just put it to the side. And so I narrowed it down to faith and encouragement. And encouragement, I see, is putting courage in people and in myself too, because I need to give myself courage sometimes to step forward when I don't want to. So I think sometimes we just want clarity immediately, but it's a lot of conversations. It's listening to podcasts that help us clarify things. It's putting thoughts on paper. And Post-it notes can be really, here's another prompt. Post-it notes, you know, start sifting through and asking yourself, how do I feel about that? You know, maybe out of 10, how much energy do I have for that out of 10? And I think it's John Maxwell has a process of like urgent and important to, you know, start assessing things. Is it urgent? Is it important? Is it urgent and important? Because some things are urgent, but it's somebody else's urgent. And maybe we can say, maybe we can just say, no, thank you. You might need to, you know, get somebody else to help you with that.
And sometimes it's hard for Filipinos to say no.
Yeah.
That's
some Aussies too. Yeah. I think when we want to help people, but I think we need to realize, and this comes back to you asking about looking after myself or refreshing myself. I think we need to notice that for me to serve the world well, it's not saying yes to everything. It's actually saying no to a lot of things.
I agree.
And I did a Facebook Live a couple of days ago, and I just went, I'm just feeling more and more like I just need more time out. I just need more time to just walk and think. And, you know, we can't be pressured by what everybody else is doing at this particular time of day. You know, maybe everyone else is in the office right now, but if we need to just get out, go for a walk, then maybe we need to do that. So it's, you know, coming right back to the beginning of the session, listening to ourselves, you know, listening to our body. And that was, you know, another thing that I didn't even get to tell you was like 17 years ago, I was in chronic burnout. Like my body started shutting down. I just literally couldn't function. And a psychologist friend of mine who started helping me through that process, he said, you need to listen to your body. And I just thought that was the most unusual thing. I'd never heard anyone say that. I think we hear that phrase a lot more now. But as I did start to pay attention inwardly, I started noticing all kinds of symptoms that I had been ignoring for so long that I just, you put up with things and you just think it's normal. When you think about it, you're like, yeah, maybe I don't need to, you know, carry that stress or anxiety. Yeah. So
that's wonderful.
More time listening to ourselves.
Listen to yourself, Val Clark, and it's okay to put down all the balls that you've been juggling and focus on what's urgent and learn how to say no.
Important, yeah.
Sir Val Clark, learn how to say no.
She's a wise woman, and sometimes we need to ask ourselves. And my coach last week said to me, "What do you need to ask yourself?" And I went, "Oh, that's fantastic. Great question.
Now, Coach, very simple question from Jocelyn Melano. How to be confident? If you can give her some tips.
Yeah, well, I think it's practicing things, and it's also having grace for yourself. So this is where the ball's going to come out, okay? So if I was to say, can I just throw this ball to you? If you were sitting here in front of me, the front row, there would be people who like lean forward to catch the ball, and other people would be like, don't look at me. But we just practice, and we're okay if we drop it, then we can just pick it up again. So conversations are like that. It's like I might see you, Howell, in a conference room or something, and just think, oh, I'd like to talk to him, but he looks like maybe he's busy, and he looks like he's important. Maybe I shouldn't. But it's like just going and saying hello is like offering you. I'm just like throwing you a hello. I'm throwing you an opportunity to connect. And you might drop it because you're busy or you just didn't see it coming and somebody else spoke to you. And it's like, that's okay. If it falls to the ground, it's okay. Pick it up and go and, try to connect with somebody else. But we need to stop being hard on ourselves and have unreasonable expectations on ourselves. And I would say, believe what the encouragers in your world say. So did you say it was Christina who asked that question?
The question was asked it was sent last night by Jocelyn Melano, how to be confident. Jocelyn.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Coach Kerrie. Yes, anything else?
That was helpful. Yeah. Just practice, because I think
practice.
And be okay. I've used this as a hashtag, be okay with awkward. Because we're
with awkward.
Yeah, we're so scared of awkward moments. We don't want to go and talk to somebody in case it's awkward, but it can be amazing on the other side of the awkwardness. And for those who follow Brene Brown, you might have noticed that just this year she started saying, stay awkward, brave, and kind.
Wow.
And it's powerful, because beyond the awkwardness, it's it's maybe excuse me, could I ask you a question? And if you say to somebody like, I feel a bit awkward, but I just wanted to ask, look, what happens? They want to rescue you from feeling awkward because they don't want to feel awkward. So they're just like, no, it's fine. Let me help you.
Yes.
So even just say it. Just say, I feel awkward, but I would like to, do this. I'd like to ask this. And embrace awkwardness. It's pretty powerful.
In fact, awkward people are among the most respectful people to meet on a daily basis.
Yeah, they can be quite endearing.
They're endearing. They're respectful. They are polite. And so embrace that. Be awkward. Be brave.
Yeah. Be okay with awkward. Yes.
Be okay with awkward. So, Coach Kerrie, before I'm sure, and I know it's already dinner time in Australia, but the last minute of our webinar is the takeaway. Aside from all the encouragement you've given us, it's been an hour and a half of positivity and practical tips and beautiful story. If there's one thought you'd like us to think about and process before we sleep tonight, what would that
be? That's a beautiful question, and I'm sorry I was completely distracted seeing Jackie Postleway commenting here. So I love
Okay,
so
sure.
Jackie.
You read that.
So lots of love to Jackie.
She can watch the replay.
Yeah, she must be in the UK, but I've met her in Australia. So final thoughts. I would just say I am cheering you on, and your best days are ahead of you. So just go connect with confidence and authenticity, and be kind to yourself.
And I felt you all throughout the 1.5 hour, your authenticity, your genuineness, your kindness, and your positivity. For that, we thank you, Coach Kerrie Phipps. Big hand for Coach Kerrie, everyone. And I hope to see you in the Philippines face to face once you have the opportunity to come back, and once it's already safe for all of us.
Yes, I do hope to be back with you soon. I mentioned that article that's being published next week. Just message me on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever if you want it. But I wrote about how do we best serve the world right now, and I think that that is like the question that I'd like to leave us with, because you serve the world best by being yourself and bringing your gifts to the world. And it could be in small ways that don't actually fatigue you, but that actually bring you great joy. So the world wants you to go connect with them.
Lovely. And brilliant at the same time. Thank you so much, Coach Kerrie Phipps.
Thank you, Hal.
I felt like being recharged 101%.
Oh, that's fantastic.
By your presence and your energy and your message and your kindness. We thank you. So everybody give it up for Coach Kerrie. Yes, ma'am. You want to say something?
I just want to say, and thank you so much for organizing this. I just think it's powerful for the people who are on all of these calls, and I know there would be so many, but also the fundraising that you're doing for the healthcare workers are so important. And as I said, we're supporting Garrett Kalinga also, but I just wanted to read to you, I hope Patricia doesn't mind, but she said, my team was so thrilled to be part of this. We need this lift. And so they are doing beautiful work across the Philippines, right across the Philippines also. And so I want to thank you, Hal, and Anne and Irish and Jeffrey, everyone behind the scenes that has brought this together. It's you're making a bigger difference than you know.
Thank you so much for the validation of what we're doing and what we've been doing since April. Thank you, Coach Kerrie. Such an encourager. You are heaven sent and you are God-given. We thank you so much.
Thank you.
So everybody, again, and as Coach Kerrie fades out of the screen, one beautiful lady fading out of the screen, fades in another beautiful human being, Miss Irish Madonna Samson.
So before
my heart is so filled with joy and positivity.
I can see that, Sir Howell. So before anything else, I would just like to, in behalf of Ariva Academy, I would just like to thank Coach Kerrie for sharing with us her wisdom, for sharing with us her asking model and how to connect with clarity and confidence, especially now. This is vital, especially nowadays.
I agree. And you know what? I'm sure you're going to ask me about my takeaway.
Yes, sir.
My takeaway is that it's possible for a person to be both shy and confident, be kind and brave, be hurting but healing, be in pain and be a gift to the human kind. And that is who Coach Kerrie Phipps is. And that's my biggest takeaway.
Wow, that's really profound. Okay, so mine is, of course, I've got lots of words here: agility, conversations, connectedness, connections, authenticity. What struck me most is the quote from Coach: when your purpose is clear and you're greater than your fear, your nervousness will disappear. Well, for me, you know me as an introvert. So
I've known you as an introvert, but not anymore.
I have fear in public speaking. And this aligns with our purpose. This aligns with our e-learning session. So at first, thinking of this as a host, of course, I have hesitations as I have a fear in public speaking. But knowing the purpose of this webinar series for a cause, knowing what will be the impact to our society, to the workers during the quarantine, and now continuously helping others, no fear at all, of course.
No fear at all.
Yes.
So I'm raising both hands.
And
you did a great job.
Thank you as well for the affirmations from our viewers. Thank you
viewers.
That somehow we were able to help you with this live webinar series for us.
And the beauty of this webinar is that this will go on for as long as there is internet. And generation to generation, they can revisit this YouTube live stream as part of a replay, and hundreds and thousands more.
This will be our legacy, sir.
will be blessed. It is. It will be our legacy. Thank you, Miss Irish Malonda Samson.
Thank you as well, Sir Howell, for being a part of this live webinar series.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure.
I will be seeing you tomorrow for another e-learning sessions.
Sessions?
Sessions, yes, sir.
Okay, so what time tayo tomorrow?
3
umaga.
2, yes.
Okay, we have one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
In the evening.
Okay, so thank you so much, Miss Irish.
So
Don't you go away. May announcement pa si Miss Irish.
Yes, and Ariva Academy would like to thank the following win-win sponsors who are helping us to make this e-learning session possible. We would like to thank our official media partner, Art Plus Magazine, digital media partners, Focus Media, Globaltronics, City Advertising Ventures, Outcome, Elevate Media. For win-win partners, thank you as well to Brother, Faber-Castell, Gluta-C, Moringa O2, KFC, Mr. Donut, Tokyo, Lotus Biscuit, Boss Job, Sir Technology Inc., Finma Properties, Salary Jet, Ilawi Korea, Kitosan and Carpo Consulting, Enchanted Kingdom, Disperse, Cosmetech Philippines Inc. MindChom's virtual preschool program. To register, please call them at 0906-486-0710 or email them at bisachanabe@mindchoms.org. We would like to thank as well Essential Safety Products PH for your personal protective equipment and for your health and safety compliance requirements against COVID-19. Please like them at their Facebook page, Essential Safety Products PH, and email them at their email address, essentialsafetyph@gmail.com. If you want to place your ads here, advertise your company, your services, your logo, and have a brand exposure to thousands of viewers through Zoom, LinkedIn, FB, and YouTube, please email us at marketing@ariva.com.ph. And to stop on top of our insights and updates, stay connected, visit us on our social media channels. Please join us at the Ariva Academy Facebook group, like the Ariva Academy Facebook fan page, follow the Ariva Academy LinkedIn page, and visit us on our website, www.ariva.com.ph. And if you missed watching our live webinars, you want to watch a replay of our session this afternoon and the previous e-learning sessions, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. Again, it's Ariva Academy and Ariva Talks. And for our upcoming online learning sessions, we would like to again invite you for our HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. This is a live webinar series for a cause, and we have invited international and local subject matter experts to share with us their wisdom in the HR field. This session with Coach Kerrie Phipps is one of our series in this HR Virtual Summit PH 2020. This will be tomorrow, June 11, 3 to 4:30 p.m. We will be having Attorney Erwin Sigala to discuss picking up the pieces, 3 legal areas that need your attention post-quarantine. So don't forget to join us tomorrow. Another e-learning masterclass, live webinar series for a cause, rather. Gratitude attracts gratitude, encouragement in times of crisis. This will be tomorrow as well, 6 to 7 in the evening. And we will be having another global keynote speaker, Coach Chester Elton, to talk about this session. An e-learning masterclass from none other than Mr. Jonathan Yabut, how to manage the millennials in the workplace. This will be on Tuesday, June 16. This is only $799 per participant. Don't forget to join us. Another e-learning masterclass from Mr. Jonathan Yabut, Work Smart, Not Just Hard, how to boost your productivity at work. This will be on Wednesday, June 17, 4 to 6 p.m. And we will be having Coach Randy Esguerra to talk about the brightness amidst the crisis, maintaining the right attitudes during COVID-19 pandemic. And this will be on Wednesday next week, June 17, 2 to 3 in the afternoon. A masterclass from Mr. Chris Randolph, prospecting, cold calling, telephone sales, and closing the deal. This will be on Thursday, June 18, 3 to 5 p.m. It's only $899 per participant. The second batch of online selling from home, how to use FB, IG, and LinkedIn for your business. This will be on Wednesday, June 24, 4 to 6 in the afternoon. And of course, this will be discussed by Mr. Jonathan Yabut. And we would like to invite you on the Masterclass series. Of course, this will be conducted by Mr. Hubble Mabalat, our moderator, how to communicate with diplomacy, tact, and credibility in times of chaos. This will be on June 30. Leadership skills for supervisors in turbulent times. This will be on July 16. And how to take on greater responsibilities, step up skills for non-managers, July 29. Don't forget to join us in the Masterclass series. And if you want to customize an e-learning session for your team, for your company, invite our Ariva partner speakers, invite our guest speakers. Please do reach me at 0916-695-4418 or email me at irish.arivaacademy@gmail.com. And that's it, guys. Hope that you learned a lot from Coach Kerrie Phipps. Don't forget to join us again tomorrow for another live webinar series for a cause. Again, this is Irish Malonde Samson. In Ariva, it's all about being better. Be safe and have a great day. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.